Good morning. I'm going to do a brief tutorial on getting started for doing some fabric applique. And today I'm just going to talk about the templates from the pattern and how you can make them easier to use and how you actually use them when you're getting ready to cut out or get out your pieces for your applique project. Templates in the pattern obviously are going to be printed on the pattern paper. And what I like to do is either print them, a copy of them onto cardstock, or I just make a copy of the page of the templates, which you're allowed to do because it's for personal use in the pattern. And then I would glue that paper piece onto some cardstock and then cut it out. And I did that on this item right here. You can see this is from the pattern right here, and it's glued onto cardstock. That makes it more durable instead of just having it to be a thin piece of paper, and it's easier to trace around, especially when you have more than one piece that you're tracing off of this. So what you do is to use your template, is you place it on the fabric that was chosen for, and this is a flower, and then you're going to use what I like to use. It's called Soline. It is a chalk mechanical pencil, and it comes in different colors of chalk. They have white, yellow, green, pink, and each color of chalk is made for different colors of fabric. Obviously the green and yellow would show up better on darker fabric. The white shows up on darker fabric. And on lighter fabric, you can use the yellow and the green also. So I trace around my template, and as you can see, it is traced out here. And then what I want to do is I want to cut it out, kind of guessing. You don't have to have an exact 1/4 inch seam. I like to go between 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch, and the more experienced you get at applique, the closer you'll be able to cut. So what I do is I just take my fabric scissors and I follow my outline about 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch outside, and I cut it. And then you have your flower piece. Now it's not exactly ready yet. Now you need to do clipping in the seam allowance, because that is going to help you turn the seam allowance fabric under for stitching. And you want to start on a kind of a straight area, but as you get to curves, you want to put more clips closer together up to the line, but you don't want to go over the line. And the reason why you want more clips closer together is because it'll help you shape that curve in the flower easier. Now you're here on the top of the flower, it's more of a straight line, so you don't need quite as many clips closer together. And then once you get to another curve, you're clipping closer together. And that's how you clip. So then when your applique is on the background, you'll see how these little clipped areas are easier to turn under than an entire straight line of fabric. Now, one little tip is if you have a smaller piece that goes completely on top of another piece, it is easier to applique this smaller piece to this bigger piece while it's not on the background. So what I would do is I would applique this little purple flower center onto this pink flower before I was going to place it on the background to stitch. And then that way you don't have to deal with the entire piece while you're stitching. And what I use to affix my appliques to either the larger piece or the background is Roxanne's glue based it. It is a fabric glue that's water soluble, and you only need to have a little dot of glue on the back to make it stick. And once you get that dot of glue sticking it, and then it sticks down, and you let it sit there for about 30 seconds, and then it'll hold, and then you can stitch around your applique. So that's it for now for my little mini tutorial. Next time I will go over making stems from strips of fabric, because on this project we're going to need to have some stems for the flowers to sit on. So I'll see you next time.